guys, it's Izzy here, and today I'm going to be showing you guys all of the books that I read in 2021 and my thoughts on them. I'm going to apologize first and foremost that this is a very casual video and I am filming it on my vlogging camera. My Canon DSLR camera is just having major issues. I'm going to say it on here, even though this has nothing to do with the video, so like skip a minute ahead if you want to get to the main point. It's off right now. I will put the battery in here after charging everything, and it says change battery pack. I'm like, maybe it's not charged enough, go charge more, and still nothing every time I turn on. So then I saw things that say like put paper between the door and the battery. That didn't help, it was still saying. So if you guys have any tips, let me know. I've only had this camera for maybe 6 months, so not that long at all. So for already to be having issues, it's really bad. And I've just had so many issues over the years with my Canon cameras, so I think I may just make the switch to Sony. So if you also have any recommendations for Sony DSLR cameras, let me know in the comments. It just got brighter because I realized that I didn't have one of my umbrella lights on. So we're gonna be looking at my 2021 year in books on Goodreads. So be sure to add me on Goodreads and whatnot. You'll just saw my username on there. So I read 28,646 pages across 79 books. That is quite a bit. This is my biggest reading year yet. Or last year was. So the shortest book I read was a novella, which is the Themis Archive, file number 1743, and the longest book was Sacagawea, Annalie Wado, which was 1,427 pages. My average book length in 2021 was 362 pages, which that's the usual, like books are usually about 300 pages long, so that makes sense. So the most popular book I read was one that I really didn't like, and that is Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte, with over 2.6 million people have this shelf. Now I'm amazed that many people use Goodreads, because Goodreads is not really that great of an app, to be honest with y'all, but okay. So the least popular book I read was Arctic Trader by Charles Madsen with John Scott Douglas. 4 people have shelved that one. And then my average rating, 2021 was a 3.5 star, which definitely is true, because most of the books I read are average. I just finished a great one, which is really nice. But yeah, so the highest rated on Goodreads was the Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. A lot of people love that book. It has an average rating of a 4.51. That book I was not a huge fan of. It was an average read, probably a 3.5. And then my first review of the year, so the first book was the Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep by Philip K. Dick, which I did like. And this is my first Philip K. Dick book. I've since read his short story collection, and he is one of my favorite authors now. So this is like, I can't really tell you what order this is in. So this is gonna be kind of, oh, hold on, I just had an idea. If we go to reading challenge and past challenges, yeah, here we go. This is going to be a lot easier. I'm still shocked that it's 2021 that I'm telling you all about. Like, it does not feel like, I feel like I'm supposed to be doing 2020, which I'm obviously not supposed to be doing, but you know. Okay, it's not getting me to the top. Again, this app is not reliable. On days I have technical difficulties with one thing, it usually falls into a lot of different things. So that's why I think it's something space. I feel like zodiac, everything, that astronomy, like, yeah. So I read The Paris Hours by Alex George. At the time, I was like, okay, it was a 3 or 4, so like a 3.5. And then I still think about that book to this day, so it's probably a higher rating if I reread it. Then I read Into the Drowning Deep, which was a 5 star by Mira Grant. Very scary. It was listed as a fantasy. I personally wouldn't list it as a fantasy now. I think it would be more of like a sci-fi horror, that kind of thing. Well Met by Jen DeLuca, did not like that one. When the Sky Fell in Splendor by Emily Henry, an average book. We have a classic, All the King's Men by Robert Penn Warren. I'm not a huge fan. Daisy Jones and the Six, this was a reread, absolutely loved it, obviously. Have a Little Faith in Me was like kind of a YA contemporary romance, which obviously I'm not a huge YA fan, but I did enjoy this book and found it very relatable to my own high school experience. Then we had The Life of General Francis Marion, average read, trying to unhaul it, just haven't got anywhere to donate books yet. Bloom, a graphic novel. I don't give graphic novels ratings. Then The Death of Mrs. Westaway by Ruth Ware. Ruth Ware is an auto-buy author for me, but she is also hit and miss, and I did not like this, or it was an average, but it was so average that I did, in fact, unhaul it. Then Bless Your Heart Tramp by Sylvia Riverbanks was a book somebody gave to me to read. I wasn't a huge fan. I just felt like the author was judging other women and just, yeah, anti-feminist basically. It's supposed to be comedy, but I didn't find it funny. So Name of the Wind, we talked about earlier, average. It was just boring to me. Then Lilac Girls, which I had the sequel to, which is a prequel, but it came out second. But that book I really liked, and it's probably my second favorite of the year, and that's by Martha Hawk Kelly. To All the Boys I Loved Before, another YA romance. I did not expect to like this one because of all of the hype, but I did really enjoy it, and I will be reading the next book. She Would Be King by Way Too More. This was a historical fiction, kind of magical realism thrown in there as well. I did think it was an average read, yeah. Shattered the Sky by Rebecca Kim Wells. Average, but since I annotated it, I cap it. La Morte d'Arthur, I have a really nice edition of this book, but I did not really enjoy the book. It was my first DNF of the year. So Ask It Again Yes by Mary Beth Keane. This was a listed as contemporary, but I think it kind of falls in historical as well. But I think this book did an amazing job at representing mental health. The Lost City of Z by David Gran. Didn't really like this one. I am pretty sure that I unhauled it. The Silence of the Six, I gave a 5-star. That is by E.C. Myers. It is science fiction, but like contemporary as well. And I do plan on continuing the series sometime soon. I read the new X-Men Grant Morrison Marvel bind up. Yeah, cool. Uprooted by Naomi Novik, did not like, unhauled. The Starcross Sisters of Tuscany by Laurie Nelson Spillman. This is a romance, and I did really enjoy it. I love Italy. If you have books on Italy, let me know. Gods of Jade and Shadow by Sylvia Morena Garcia, average. Then we have my top book of the year that I must not have given a 5-star. Okay, I did. I thought it like told you every 5-star you gave, but okay. But my favorite book of the year was The Book of Lost Friends by Lisa Wingate. Historical fiction, just absolutely loved it and totally recommend checking it out. Then I started the trilogy of Dartha Bane with Path of Destruction. Really good start, and I might continue the series this month, but I'm not sure. I read Tessa the D'Urbervilles by Thomas Hardy. This was a 4-star classic, and I do recommend it if you want to read more classics. The Death of Vivek Oji by Owaki Emisi. Sorry, I totally forgot how to say the author's name. I'm ignorant, I know. That was a very interesting read, and yeah, Nigerian. Which I'm trying to say is I haven't read that many books set in Africa, so I really like to get into see a contemporary African setting. Then I had The Iron Kingdom. I can't tell who it is by. I don't see the author's name. Christopher Clark, maybe. Yeah, interesting. Avatar, The Promise, really liked that graphic novel. Winter Counts by David Heska Wembley Wyden. Again, I can't really see right now, so I'm sorry. That was a thriller, average. I unhauled it. Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor. This one is very hyped, but I did own it back like when it first came out, then unhauled it, then got it again and really enjoyed it. So The Judas Kiss by Victoria Holt. Good romance. It was better than the last book that I read by her. The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I didn't enjoy it as much as I enjoyed Daisy Jones, but I still did really enjoy it and can see myself rereading it in the future. Darkness on the Edge of Town by Adam Christopher. Stranger Things story. I don't think it really adds anything to our main story in Stranger Things, but fun getting to see some of the characters. So Ace Frehley, No Regrets. This was a gift. I really enjoyed it because Ace is one of my favorite rock stars, so I really liked getting to read it. Then we have I'm With a Band by Pamela DeBar. Really enjoyed this one for like the fan culture, groupie culture, whatever. Outlander, I obviously liked. It's sitting right here next to me, and I finished the second book recently. But okay, then we have Sacagawea, which was a DNF and the longest book this year. We had Topics of Conversation by Miranda Popkey. Not great, but I do think that it could be important for some people. Shoulder Season by Christina Clancy. Really liked this one, and like if I would write a book, it would probably be that. Then we had the Selected Stories of Philip K. Dick. I really liked, and yes, and that was a gift as well. Wuthering Heights, as I said, I didn't like. I'm surprised I didn't DNF. Let Me Hear a Rhyme by Tiffany D. Jackson. My first book I've read by Tiffany D. Jackson, and I think she did really well, having the music and story and plot, and it, like, everything was done so well with that one. A World Lit Only by Fire, nonfiction. Green Lanterns, but it's like a female version, which was kind of cool. The Secret History, average read for me. I know it's very popular. A Treason of Thorns, I hated it. Runaway Max was a 4-star. I liked getting the backstory for Billy and Max, and I felt like it added a lot to their characters. 28 Summers by Ellen Hildebrand. This was like a 4-star for me. Then we have Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens. Did not like it. The atmosphere writing, nature writing was very good, but it can't save me from the rest. My Best Friend's Exorcism by Grady Hendrix. Was not a huge fan of. It is in my unhaul stack. Waking Gods by Sylvia Nouvelle. Loved it. Best book in that series. And then I read like the 3 novellas that go with that series. Vampire Masquerade graphic novel with really cool art, but the art style would like change every volume, and it was kind of weird. Night of the Mannequins, Stephen Graham Jones. That is an unhaul for me. Great Expectations by Charles Dickens. This was a reread and a 4-star, and love Dickens. Little Fires Everywhere by Celeste Ning. I think this is a book that a lot of people should read. It was just a very important read and a great character development. It's a good book if you want to analyze characters. We have Rebel Robin, which might be my favorite Stranger Things novel. Maybe. Arctic Trader, good for seeing the culture of the indigenous peoples of Alaska and Siberia. I don't know if in Siberia they call them indigenous people, but you know what I mean. Mexican, oh my bad, I went too far down. Things Have Gotten Worse Since We Last Spoke by Eric LaRocca. Shocking. Then we had A Clash of Kings Volume 1 by George R.R. Martin. That was a gift and I enjoyed it. Then we have another Themis Files novella, Only Human by Sylvia Nouvelle. Yeah, maybe my least favorite in this series, but still very good. Mexican Gothic by Sylvia Moreno Garcia. Did not like. Overhyped, definitely. Wild by Cheryl Strayed. Loved. Very important, very moving, and I think that this was a like right place, right time, right read kind of situation for me. The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang, I gave a 4.5, maybe a 4, I don't know, but I did really like it. Just there were issues with the pacing. Hadrian's Wall by Adrian Goldsworthy was a DNF for me. It read like a Wikipedia article. The Key to Happily Ever After by Tiff Marcello. Did not like. The characters were very annoying. Beautiful Country by Chen Wang. This was very important, and I think everyone should read it, and it was actually one of President Obama's favorite books this year, so definitely check it out. Then we had Sapiens, the graphic novel version by Yuval Noah Harari. This was, I think, if you are intimidated by nonfiction, I have the novelization of it up there. Not novelization, it's nonfiction, but you know. But if you are intimidated by nonfiction, I think starting here would be a good place since it is a graphic novel, so you're not getting a ton of stuff thrown at you at once. So I would recommend starting there if you are wanting to get into nonfiction. Then we had Wonderful Tonight by Patty Boyd. Average read, but very relatable as well. The Holiday Swapped by Maggie Knox. Really liked this romance. Romance is always hit or miss for me, but I really liked that one. Then we had The Dragon Republic by R.F. Kuang, which is a 4.5. Definitely better than the first book. Then we had The Sisters of the Winter Wood, average book, 3-star, my last review of the year. And then to finish out the year, I had a 5-star with Dragonfly and Amber, which is the second Outlander book, and I did really enjoy it. So I read 79 books, and my goal was to read 72 books, so I got 110% of the way. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Tell me what your favorite reads of the year are, and yeah.